Are you gonna get off your game?
Yeah, let me just finish this run.
What do you mean, run? You're playing your damn game.
It's a roguelike. You know, you start off, you don't have that much power, and then you get power, and depending on the choices you made earlier, they might benefit you later, or you might win the run. Most of them have some sort of permanent power creep.
Power creep? You're gonna look like a power creep keep punching over playing on that Steam Deck.
Someone won't buy me a Steam Cube. Besides, these runs don't take awfully long.
Only a gamer would call multiple hours of pressing buttons a run.
Well, as a roguelike, the gameplay's unending, so that's really the point.
A roguelike? What kind of genre is that? Back in my day, a rogue wore a cloak. They stole from people. They were stealthy, ninja-like, and high fantasy. They were cunning. They might lockpick something. Or disarm something. Or... You're not even listening to me.
A cloak? I wouldn't be caught dead in a cloak. Look, here's the deal. Gaming has changed. I'll give you that. However, just like anything else, variety is the spice of life. These games are designed to soak up as much time as possible. But the one thing that connects all of them is player choice. You level up, you choose something from a random list. Who knows if you need it or not?
People could play a game for hours and could still lose due to a bad decision they made in the beginning.
That's where the fun comes in. Gaming in general goes through various phases. You add your platforming of the 80s and 90s to your battle royales in the late 2010s. It's the 2020s, baby. And if you're not collecting some sort of XP in a randomized short gameplay loop, what are you even doing?
Seems like a time sink to me.
You're not looking at the best part of it. The choice. Life is all about choices. Here. I'll explain. Every morning during the week, what's the first thing you do?
I get up, get ready for work.
Precisely. But what if you didn't have to?
What?
You didn't wonder why I was here so early on a Tuesday.
Guess I hadn't thought of it.
That's right. I made my first roguelike choice this morning.
And that was...
There I was, oversleeping as usual. Out of nowhere, a deafening beep jolted me awake. And I was confronted with the first of many choices that would define me as I sit here today. Clock-in time was quickly approaching, but I didn't care. I wanted to sleep, and nothing was stopping me.
Huh. So you didn't go to work today because you wanted to sleep?
I wanted to dream. Not literally, but I believe that it's my choice. And not my last choice. In fact, I've been making choices all morning. Here, I'll explain the rest of my morning while I fix you lunch.
As long as I get a meal out of it. So what other choices did you make today?
Well, besides not going into work at all, I had a pretty eventful morning. Like most women, I spend roughly 1 to 2.5 hours choosing what I'm going to wear for the day. After that, I decided I needed a little exercise, so I went to the gym. And yet again, I was faced with a choice. Would I do some cardio or lift some weights? Neither. I'd enjoy a nice candy bar, left out in the community bowl. Well, I shouldn't say a candy bar.
That's just wrong.
Don't worry. Right after, I did that laundry I promised you I'd do. Weeks ago.
I thought I told you to stop touching my clothes. I don't want you touching my clothes. Because this is what you did to my socks last time.
You need to learn how to relax. Hey, don't you love fishing?
America's #1 sport.
Before I came here, I cruised out to a nice stream. Sit in Riverside. Tackle box and a nice cooler full of refreshing beverages. There I was with some of the simplest choices anyone could make.
Let me guess. There was a lot more chugging than casting.
Like a drunk wizard. Anyway, as soon as I finished, I sped right over here. Your lunch is ready. Ah, but not before I add my own special flavor.
Please don't ruin my lunch.
Live a little.
Did you just put peanut butter on a ham and cheese?
I did, because I can.
So now that you're not employed, because no boss would keep you, what are you going to do?
Honestly, if Ethermancer has taught me anything, it's that I can win if I just keep trying. Even if I have no idea what I'm doing. Even if I'm just picking things at random with reckless abandon.
What if you went to college or something?
College? Get real. You think I want to go somewhere that has electives, and they're not even elective anymore. You have to take them. No. Nobody goes to college anymore.
I thought that was because nobody could get jobs.
Exactly. No jobs, no choice.
I don't understand that at all.
Well, enjoy your sandwich. I gotta get home.
Yeah. Thanks. See ya.
Hey! What's all this?
Just some things for future videos.
Why is it on my kitchen table?
Yeah, so you know how I was making a lot of choices for myself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know I couldn't make the choice to not pay rent.
Uh-huh.
And so I didn't, and they got rid of me.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You wake up one morning and you decide you're in control of your own destiny. What follows is essentially the self-destruction of every aspect of your life in an effort to prove you're the one that makes the choices in your life. And now you're making the choice for me that I have to let you live here.
That's about the long and short of it.
You cannot be serious.
The Necromancer, master of the undead wielding the afterlife to its will. The Pyromancer, a magical bender of fire that controls one of the harshest elements. The Romancer, they love things. Well, you don't need to be a romancer to find enjoyment in one of the newest genre-blending games, Ethermancer. A unique mashup of classic monster taming with the newest fad in gaming, roguelike. Yes, finally you can assemble a team of interesting elemental creatures and have a randomized seed choose your fate, adding near-endless replayability and customization. And while the game is only in early access, there's still many reasons to get into this new release from Moirai Games. Opening with a choice between starters, Ethermancer gives you a brief overview of its combat and how the elemental system works. Almost every monster is assigned 2 elements that correspond to what could be perceived as this game's mana pool. Currently, there's only one playable character in Sirius, and runs consist of moving throughout 3 acts, for now, assembling a team, finding synergies, and ultimately fighting the run boss, Chernabog, at the end. As a monster tamer, Ethermancer is packed with many unique monster varieties that all suit various playstyles. Like traditional RPGs, you'll have healers and tanks, glass cannons, and utility monsters. These come together to form a party, and while you may never achieve the perfect composition given the game's roguelike elements, Ethermancer does a good job with party construction through the type system. Aside from elements, each monster is tagged with 3 types. Types are essentially roles the monster will fulfill in a run. These tags are used to indicate which options will be available from level up rewards or various monster enhancements. If a monster has a tag, they are given a choice from a pool of abilities and passives that include the same tag. Passives in Ethermancer are known as traits, and when used effectively, are the main source of player agency, allowing for greater success when engaged optimally. Every monster in Ethermancer is given a unique trait that defines their role and distinguishes them from other like-minded monsters, adding another layer to run depth. For instance, both the monster Jotun and Naga are tagged with the tank and shield types. However, if you need it to be more aggressive, you might choose Naga, as its trait is based on breaking enemies. Jotun, however, starts with Redirect, a powerful tool that can keep other monsters alive. Both of these function most often through each monster's default shield ability, but provide completely different outcomes. This system is further enhanced through Maverick traits, which are the blending of aforementioned tags to create a unique interaction that blurs the line between 2 of the party's monster types. Both combat and monster training are the core principles of Ethermancer, with player choice being at the forefront at every step. Like most turn-based battlers, each team moves one at a time, and enemy moves are telegraphed during players' turns, allowing for strategy and punishing players for misplays. Successful battles require expert use of the aforementioned mana pools, using the titular Ether, and planning moves accordingly. Ether is given to players based on the inherent Ether type of each monster in the party, with every ability requiring 1 to 2 types of Ether to use. Additionally, Ether may be acquired through basic attacking, or from various combat mechanics that may steal or purge Ether from enemies. Yes, enemies also use the Ether mechanic, and their telegraphed attacks may be interrupted if the Ether required for their chosen attack is not available to them. On the surface, this combat style may seem a bit confusing, and shoring up Ether inadequacies in the party might seem impossible with some team formations, but this is, in essence, where Ethermancer flourishes. Your Nixay may require a fire or wind Ether to use one of its moves. However, it is solely a water-earth monster. Without any enhancements, that move wouldn't be usable. but add a wind or fire monster to your team, and that new ability becomes usable and may just be what you need to win. And how would you acquire these new monsters? Through the breaking mechanic known as poise. Unlike players, enemies have a defensive crystal that corresponds to an element, indicated by the crystal's color, with wind being green, water being blue, fire being red, and earth being yellow. Additionally, certain monsters may have a white crystal, allowing for any element to be used. Attacking enemies with the corresponding element lowers this poise number down by 1 with each hit. Once this number reaches 0, enemies break, allowing them to be captured. Once captured using a blank memento, monsters are stored in the inventory and may be resurrected at a monster shrine at the beginning of each floor, or permanently unlocked as a run starter when purchased from a vendor in town. Every floor of each act has a beneficial boon available to enhance players' parties, and once each floor is complete, a choice of 1 of up to 3 of these enhancements is presented. Enhancements include equipment rerolls or new affixes, the cycling of useless abilities or passives, new perks that increase power of an individual monster, or even a random drop that could be anything. These powerful upgrades are run-defining, and help shape what would be the synergy needed to successfully complete the run. But power increases aren't limited to each run only, as the main hub, Pilgrim's Rest, has various NPCs that can be interacted with to permanently increase the player's prowess, and spending ether crystals obtained during each run gives numerous upgrades that allow for further progress in future runs. Speaking of future runs, Ethermancer makes progression quicker through the harder difficulties, providing an additional challenge and rewarding players with more ether crystals. Good luck with Mythic mode. You'll need it. Believe me. So where does that leave us in Ethermancer's early access? As mentioned previously, this game has 3 full acts, 28 playable monsters, and as of release, a special mechanic I've intentionally not listed. So here's a spoiler warning for what I'm about to mention. Every single playable monster has a shifted form. This essentially doubles the amount of monsters available, and even changes one of their tags. This mechanic is available later in the game, but provides a much-needed change of pace for subsequent runs, as these monsters are also randomly encountered and must be captured again in runs. But it doesn't end there. Developers Moirai Games have released an early roadmap, bringing us up to the end of 2026 and what would be the full release of Ethermancer. This roadmap includes new player classes, even more monsters, and new biomes, all welcomed additions to an already plentiful experience. And if that's not enough, a special shout out to another fantastic release from Moirai, Monster Sanctuary. A more traditional, turn-based monster battler fans of the genre will thoroughly enjoy.